Hello, my name is Haley Gilman, and I am doing activity number 1. And I just wanted to discuss a little bit about sociology. So sociology is basically like how human society functions. In chapter 1, it talks about how all of us come together kind of as a society to function, but an example that I really liked was the organs. So like for humans, organs, like all of our organs come together to function as one. So if you put that into bigger perspective and, you look at our society as we are today, we all kind of have to come together as one to function, if that makes sense. For example, like, let's say that, in a workplace. So where I work at a hospital, and, you have to always be kind, uprooted. You have to have a professional outstand, no matter how mean the person is, the situation they're in. You always have to be a professional type of outlook, if that makes sense. So we at my workplace, we come together to provide the best care that we can to our patients, because that's how our society in my workplace works. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about the organs. So in chapter 1 there, and I think it was the 3rd lesson in chapter 1, it gave us quite a few examples, and my favorite one was the organs example. So what it was saying is each organ has to come together to create who we are. So what the example I'm going to use for this is, like, I'm going to bring up politics, for example. You have Republicans and you have Democrats and then you have the Independent Party. Each party comes together as one to create the social battery, if that makes sense, to create the political outcome that they do believe. And that's kind of like in everyday life if you look at it from a bigger perspective. So with politics is a little iffy to talk about because it's always a little bit hard. But in politics, you have to kind of come together as one in your dependent or in your independent party, whatever party you're a part of. You have to come together and represent what you like. And this is kind of where society splits up for me. I believe that some people in one society, like in this part of the society, some people, sorry, my dog is crying for me, but in politics, this is where society separates. So one person will believe one thing in society, and then another person will believe another thing in society. And with that being said, we all come to hate each other, which I don't think is ever good, but that's just how our society is rigged. Like I was bringing back the organs and the organs functions, we create one. Like I said, I'm going to use the politics as an example. Each person almost represents a separate organ, if that makes sense. With that being said, each person comes together to form their own opinions to base off of what other people think. And that's the same thing with social media, with TV, like the cartoons. If you look back in the older days, like the Looney Tunes, you'll see that in Looney Tunes, they were a lot more political, sexist, gender discrimination. They had a lot more going on than our recent shows today, or cartoons today. And I think that cartoons have a big function, what we grow up listening to, have a big function as to what we believe when we were older, as well as our parents. And that's how we come together as a society. And my favorite chapter out of 1 through 5 was definitely chapter 1. Not only does it explain theology and what society is, but it gives me a bunch of examples to make me understand society. I thought that sociology was more or less like, I thought sociology was just, I kind of got it confused with philosophy. But chapter 1 gives a very big separation between the two. I never would have known the definition of sociology if I didn't read chapter 1. And I would like to use another example as well, like with Christians and atheists or non-believers. I think that that is a part of where our society is split, if that makes sense. I think that some people are so hard set on their beliefs that it makes the society split into two, and it makes us hate each other, which I'm always about peace. So I think that if we could all come together and, just agree on our differences, love everybody, I think we could live in a better society as it is today. And I really enjoyed talking about this. Thank you so much for letting me talk about this. This is for Activity 1, Professor Osborne, and I'm going to go ahead and close now. Thank you.